What's up, everyone? This is SOS Rampages back at you. It's been a little bit, summertime gets everybody, it's a little busy on everybody, families and stuff. We hope you all have had a good summer so far and all that good stuff. And we kind of setting it off with, catching up with this fallout from this big wrestling weekend that we had, the debut on ESPN for WWE, as well as the big Toronto show for our AEW Canadian fans out there. Just prefacing down here, the SOS Rampages are down here. Catch the YouTube side of things, catch the Twitch side of things, doing all the videos, all the SOS universe. If you want to see the WWE 2K action, if you want to see some Water Park Sim, all different sorts of stuff, and then I kick it on over to the other side. Let's see if I can get it the right way on the first. Nah, damn it! It's some way, this way, that way. Yeah, Scott Hall that way. So you introduce yourself now that I did the
I'm not that way.
You on my screen, you're that way.
On my screen, you're pointing. Okay. Oh, anyway.
Well, then it's that way. I don't know. It's one of these ways. He's there.
I saw it at the end. I don't know how that's going to end up on the broadcast, but
it might be a little choppy on our end, so we do apologize for that as well.
No, we don't. We don't apologize.
Okay, well, he doesn't apologize. I apologize on my end.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
No, that was great. That was funny. I'm not on this side. I'm on this side. I am SOS Farm. I am Farm 27 on YouTube. I am nowhere else on the internet except for here with Rampage.
See, you did it right on the first try, and I can admit that. See, I'm a humble person. I said that you did it right, even though I admitted that I did it wrong to start, and then I was right, and then you were like, nah, but that's okay. It's fine.
I didn't rush it, and I really.
You got lucky, is what you're saying.
I made sure, yeah.
So we're gonna start with some Wrestlepalooza action because, as I agree with ESPN, it was a mid pay-per-view, and I'm curious on how that fallout's going to go. There's also people saying that this guy, the Andreas Hale guy, is a AEW mark, so people are kind of pointing fingers at that, being like, is that why he's talking the way? I agree with a lot of the wrestling fans in the comments being like, yes, I mean, Wrestlepalooza, it's not one of the big four in WWE. That they made it seem like it was a big deal because of ESPN and because of Brock coming back and AJ coming back, but
it is now. It goes on record as the first ESPN PLE WWE extravaganza. And everybody might be like, oh, it sucked. Boo, we didn't like it. Guess what? Guess what the record is going to show? We made this much money and this many people watched it.
But that's also that contention as well of how many people actually were able to figure it out and watch it, how many people were up in arms about the ESPN deal, how I think they could have done a little bit better about stacking / maybe throwing a surprise in there somewhere. Maybe there's something that could have made this. It felt very much so like they were doing a great job to debut for the ESPN lapsed fan audience. It did not feel like they catered to the wrestling fan that's currently watching the show. It felt like they were catering to our lapsed fans from 10 years ago that remembered AJ Lee, that remembered Brock Lesnar, but it did not cater to the current wrestling fan. It didn't. And that's what shows in the rating and shows how it was. And like I said, that's what they want to do, great, but that doesn't a lot of the time sit well in the annals of wrestling history when you look back at these big nights, these big pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call them. They usually have big matches and big moments, and this just lacks that. And I don't know the best way to do it. You had to show AJ Lee before this, but it kind of ruined the pop for that initial surprise return, but you had to build it. And it's the same thing with Brock. You had to build it somehow, but it didn't give the moment of like you said multiple times, and the WWE said, it's about moments. You didn't get the AJ Lee return moment there. You got it on a SmackDown. That's where it's I think in the annals of wrestling history, it will go down all right, but it's not going to go down as this big. And it's also going to depend on how this ESPN deal goes overall. because like we were just watching back the other day the first WrestleMania that was on the network, and that felt like a big deal. That felt like the game changing event. Like this was, and now the network's not even a thing anymore. So like we should see kind of where it goes, I guess. But I get what you're saying as well, though. It is going. They're going to tout it as one of the biggest deals of all time. When it just,
No, like you're saying, it wasn't for the real wrestling fans. The SmackDown
that was on earlier that day.
Why was it on earlier that day, Rampage?
Because we wanted to make sure, and this also, and no, I see the smile on your face.
I don't.
This also shows that the owner of that company curtails to the real wrestling fan. He did not want to make people have to choose what they have to watch. He was just like, no, that's fine. My fans want. He understands that his fans want to watch Wrestlepalooza, want to watch AJ Lee, want to watch Brock. So no, we'll go earlier in the day. And guess what? We have the cojones and the sack that we'll still draw a house. We'll still have people watch us on the afternoon. And then you'll have to follow us. And that's also where I feel like it does hurt WWE. And I'm curious to see on how, if they keep doing this competitive booking, if you're going to let them go on first, it's got that follow that mentality of like, if Tony's going to stack these shows with these great wrestlers.
Whoa. We don't say no. Who?
They're not going to acknowledge it, but it's that. But we have to also acknowledge, okay, wrestler fatigue and like a wrestling fan fatigue, like these long WrestleMania shows. Think about it like that. Oh, now you're talking about as a wrestling fan, you're starting from 2 p.m. and now WWE show is not starting till 7 p.m. So no matter what, you're going to have wrestling fatigue. So it's almost smart on Tony Khan's part to go early in the night. Let WWE have the night slot. Let them have it, because that's what wrestling fans are going to be doing at that point. They're going to be so worn out, so pumped up that everything is going to feel kind of bleh and mid, and it's just going to not feel as special as it did earlier in the day. Or if you didn't have that earlier in the day. Like that's where I'm curious to see what these next kind of pay-per-views
look like. WrestleMania is still on?
Yeah. Like it's that idea.
These shows are long.
But that's why if you're doing back-to-back pay-per-views, that's what it's going to feel like. Is it's going to feel like a mania at that point, because you're doing 8 hours of wrestling, whether it be both companies or not. You're still investing yourself into that long. And by hour 5, 6, when WWE starts, you're already kind of fatigued, and you're like,
by hour 5.
Like I said, realistically, they did not start their pay-per-view. The AEW started at 2:00. They did not start their pay-per-view till 7. So that's 5 hours later when you've been watching wrestling for 5 hours. A lot of it, and I mean, as being a huge AEW fan, a lot of it mind-numbing after a while when you've seen the best technical wrestling, high-flying wrestling, bloodbath. Like, you're just numb to
I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to take a break. I gotta go and watch an episode of Rocko's Modern Life, or like The Simpsons, or like I gotta go walk outside and like watch some squirrels like climb some trees for some. I can't. For like, you want me to watch wrestling for like 13 hours straight on purpose?
We'll see where it goes, and that's where I think the fatigue comes in. We'll cover the Wrestlepalooza card first, because that's kind of, like I said, that one that kind of fell to the wayside, it feels like, a little bit in all this. They kicked it off with Brock and Cena. Brock going over. This was a part of the reason why I told you in the locker room, and we talked about it, of like, I was excited for this match, but like, we've seen Brock and Cena so many times, and it's not, if they would have kept heel Cena, maybe we could have done something different. I'm not arguing for keeping heel Cena, but it would have at least been a different matchup for Brock and Cena to fight in, where Brock had bring him back,
Yeah, no, I hear you. I just didn't think of that until just now, because he just turned back into a good guy, and then Brock popped back up. but like we were like literally this close to having heel Cena versus face Brock. Like we got heel Cena versus face Orton. That's what made that
And that's
last
what made
match.
that special. Yeah.
Yes.
Made it
Yeah.
different.
So
And
like,
that's why this
yeah.
didn't feel like they could do anything different. We've already have Brock squash him in like
No,
minutes,
no,
where it's
no.
just a domination.
I come, I crush you, I
It's
leave,
not the
I
time
get
for
paid.
Cena to be having these big Cena, Super Cena moments and come back from, it doesn't do anything for him in the end of his career to be having these big moments. So, like, it had to be Brock going over, but you can't smash him. You could have possibly. The only
No,
other thing, and I don't think Cena would have been down for it because of the movies and stuff like that. The only other thing you could have done is try to get sympathy on Cena and have him do the Orton thing and have him elbow and just bloodbath Cena on his last couple. It would have gotten sympathy and it would have done something, but I don't think it's another one of those things where risk versus reward. I don't think it would have made sense, especially for Cena and his acting career. Like, there's no reason to.
Yeah,
But it would have made it different.
Right there. You can't do it because like Cena's on safety mode, but Cena's still like going all out. But at this point, like honestly, like have you? I know you've seen Brock. Yo, come on, like yo, no, Brock wins. Like I like that's like I think that's the John Cena Brock Lesnar story. Like Brock was this big beast that rose up. John Cena was one of the first people who was brave enough to step up to him way back in the day. John Cena got stomped on. Brock left. Brock dominated other things. Brock came back. John Cena's now the guy on top. It's different now. John wins. Brock wins. John wins. Brock wins. Brock wins. Brock wins. Brock wins. Brock wins. Like the overall storyline of Cena and Brock. Like you got the F5. I got the FU. The F5. The F5 won. Yeah. That tornado was stronger than hustle, loyalty, and respect. John Cena won many battles, but he did not beat that battle against Brock Lesnar.
No. So, and then we also had, and what a lot of people say, especially ESPN quoted as stealing the show, as well as like
ESPN.
As far as Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky, which it did wake me up. I was awake during this match. I felt like it did have a different feel, and that's coming from someone that it has gone on record saying the women's matches. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting new. I grew up through the Divas era. It's just not my thing. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. This one kept me going. This one kept me invested.
Yo, man, hold on. The Divas era had some great moments. Beth Phoenix, Alicia Fox.
Terrible.
Lay Cool.
We're not doing this again. I've already gone over this. This is not my thing.
I just gotta say for the record, there was moments where like instead of having
you said moments, matches terrible.
Instead of having 4 minutes, they had 7 minutes, and those 7-minute matches were great. All right,
and some of them were god awful. But either way, my whole issue with this kind of, and where I am kind of on the fence with this, is I'm happy with Vaquer winning, but a lot of the times. And I feel like WWE is very famous at this lately because we were talking a little bit about this earlier with some other people, of when you push people this fast, this hard, what is that drop going to be like? What are we? I mean, the best example that I could say, and I know this hurts your heart a little bit, Miss Asuka. She came in so hot, so much fire, and then once you lose, you really have to have either character work or a match or like a rivalry that keeps you going, keeps you invested, which they did for a little bit. And she's had side big, resurgences, but it has not stuck, and it has not ever gotten back to that peak of when Asuka came in. No one is ready for Asuka.
Nobody is ready for Asuka.
Like, they never got back to that point, and that's what I'm afraid with Stephanie eventually. Like once she drops this belt, once she does lose and have those kind of, because when you get up, it's all about what are you gonna. I mean, the Goldberg situation. When you get all the way up, you gotta have something to do once you get up there, and once you fall.
In 4 years, she's just gonna show up randomly with like a new set of face paint after 4 months, and then she's gonna be in like a new reincarnation of the LWO, and it's gonna be like, oh, Stephanie's back.
Yeah.
But that's all it's gonna be.
And
I hear exactly what you're. Yeah, no.
And that's why I said she's young, and I want to believe in this. But WWE has so many times over had this issue of they know how to build up the star, they know how to get them there, but they don't know how to subtly bring them down to like they almost they it's a huge roller coaster with WWE where they bring them so high up and then it's just a big drop down as opposed to like we want them to be a main eventer and stay right here. It's just there's no middle ground for people there. It's very difficult at least to establish a middle ground.
I want to say this just became a business meeting.
Okay.
I want to say that like they have a plan.
Okay.
As far as the WWE guys, like the homegrown business WWE guys, like the Triple H's, the Shawn Michaels, the Bruce Pritchards, you know, the abysses, you know, like the wrestling guys,
Right.
Not the TKO guys, not the Saudi Arabian guys that are getting into the business, not the ESPN guy, not anybody outside the bubble.
Right.
Because they know that they can build her up to become like what they have as Rhea, or and then by then Rhea could be like what they see as like Trish.
Well, on top of the fact of like, I mean, let's just call it out what it is. Of for the past decade or two, we've heard behind the scenes, we want a Latin American star. We want a Latin American star, male. Now you have a female and a male. You got Dominic already over there running. Now I know you want to build up the other side of that coin. I mean, they've tried with Selena Vega to a point. And if I'm being completely honest, I feel like that's the only reason why they use Selena Vega as much as they do, because they know that they can capitalize on that Latin American market. But I feel like they're going to do that tenfold with Stephanie McGuire. I think they're going to push that hard. I would not be shocked if she defends that title in AAA.
Yeah, that's basically where I was getting to, like, because they're expanding out to these other companies that they're working with. Mm-hmm. And I think they want to make like these big stars so they can send like Stephanie to AAA or to TNA, or they could send Rhea over here, or they could send Bianca over there, or like, you know, like we have so many big stars that we can make money and different. It's all about the
100%. It's going to work amazingly until one of them gets hurt in one of these places. And that's what we've heard about. At least behind the scenes, that's what I've heard about a lot. And like indies and stuff like that, they allowed them to work the indies for a little bit back in like the late 90s or mid 90s, late 90s. And then people started getting hurt. And then when they're getting hurt off its screen on someone else's dime, on somebody else's TV, or if people start messing with contracts and start talking to people in these different places, that's I love the copacetic, you know, universe and all this. I love it, but I just don't.
I think that's why they're like starting off slow, and also I think like they want to slowly try to start to own these other companies that they're working with before they start to like really
let people loose.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're playing friendly right now.
Right.
But also like if someone gets injured, that's when like you're like, all right, you need like 3-4 months to recover. All right, go home and do your rehab. Hey, Fallon Henley, you're up. Like they have a constant flow of people, and like it's a conveyor belt. They've called it that for like years, like the system, the machine.
The machine.
Yeah, like you already know what it is. Like Punk dropped that in his promo. Like the machine is gonna keep going with or without me.
Speaking of injury, I mean, shout out. I hope that the Jey Uso's all right over there as far as taking that. That looked like a nasty, nasty blow, and you could see kind of how much fear he had and how it was. It did not seem like a work. It seemed like he was just very out of it, and it was kind of a scary sight to see. Which it kind of also sucks because they had just kind of. I would have liked to see this Uso Penitentiary run a little bit because it just felt like as solo acts they were starting to stall out a little bit as far as like it was great. It was nice when it happened. I just don't think that they're those guys. I don't think that they're those solo acts that they want to be, specifically Jimmy. Like I mean he's kind of been left by the wayside in a lot of these storylines, especially where they're just so strong as a team. Like they are the best tag team in that division. Like that is kind of like they're the standard of WWE tag teams. Like it's one of those things where you could be mid card, possibly, touching, titles, getting up there in the singles division, or you could be the very best over here. And it's kind of like, it's that choice where I feel like that's the choice that's almost being made. It's not that they can't do it. It's why be second or third when you could be first together. Kind of idea. I don't know.
Because we've been first together over and over and over again. Oof. What we gonna do? We're gonna beat the New Day again? Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, you wanna beat the New Day? I guess. I mean,
but it's also extending their careers as far as like having these like tag matches. It makes a longer career in that aspect. I mean,
I feel you, but like me being like a old school wrestling fan, like I do like seeing tag teams split but not break up and do their own thing, and then every once in a while like they can still come together, like the old Royal Rumbles where like they're not like together but like they're in the ring at the same time, and it's like, hey man, you want to do the old thing we used to do, and like they start working together, but like you get that moment. Like I love that. Like, and then also like Bubba and Reverend Devon, and like they even tried it with
but
the
that's
New
what you're
Age
saying
Outlaw.
right there. That exact example though, Bubba and Reverend Devon, that lasted like people look back at that so fondly. That lasted like 6 months, if not like a year. And then they were back together as the Dudleys, as greatest of all time kind of idea. It's that same kind of
I wouldn't have mind if like they also would have like kept doing singles matches, but then also team together. Like that's what I like. Like if Edge and Christian are a team, but they also have their own thing going on. Like I don't mind that at all. Just like they never did that back in the day.
As far as people that are hopefully going their separate ways after this, the AJ Lee and Punk with also the mixed tag match with Seth and Becky. 30 minutes is a long time.
Never. This will never be over, baby. This will never be over.
I just go to fight singles action. Both of y'all have AJ fight Becky, have Punk fight Seth, and then never have them fight each other again because I'm tired of Seth and Punk. I won't lie to you. I'm over it. I'm over it.
I think Becky should fight Punk.
No.
Why?
AJ had a little bit of rough spots in the match, but overall didn't look that terrible. There were a couple of rough spots, but she's getting back into it. So, we got to kind of give her time to find her footing a little bit.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And then Cody beat Drew really, really quickly for the most part because I don't think they really had anything planned for this match. I think they pretended like they did, but they could have at least given them some time. I don't know. I was very disappointed in this match.
There was a story. Drew tried to use the table Claymore again, and the referee that referee. you know the end of that sentence. That's the story. That's the story right there. because he wouldn't let him finish what
It
he was
felt
trying to
underwhelming
do.
to me. It felt like
How,
something was supposed to happen that didn't
oh,
happen. It just felt
okay,
underwhelming. It felt
yeah, exactly. You know what happened? Cody got to finish his story. How come Drew didn't get to finish his?
Drew finished his like 6 years
No,
ago.
no. 6 years ago, we're
8 years ago, whatever 34 was. Didn't he win his belt then in front of like nobody?
yes.
Yeah, that was his story. Sorry that there was COVID. I don't know what to tell you. It was still your story. I don't know.
That was,
Yeah.
that was
You
like
slayed the
four.
beast.
That was like 4.5 years ago.
I swear that was like 10 years ago.
That was like, oh my god. That was like
34? We're on like 42 now, 43.
it was like 2020.
It was definitely, yeah. Oh, is that when? So what was it, like 36? When was Mania COVID? I guess that was 36, not 34.
It was 36. I can't remember the exact number of that one right now. I would have to do some math in my
Either
head.
way, he finished his story,
Yeah.
and like
No, he
he
didn't.
finished his
No, he
story, and
didn't.
Cody
No,
finished his
no,
story.
no,
We
no. He
finished
wrote
our
no,
Wrestlepalooza
no,
story right
no,
here.
no. He wrote a book that no one got to read, and we just heard a rumor about it.
Anything else about Wrestlepalooza?
It costs too much.
It does. All of it costs too much. We're never gonna. This is not family friendly. We're never going to shows again. Hooray!
So hold on. We are going to shows.
AEW shows because they're cheap.
We will be going to AEW shows, ROH shows, indie shows. Uh, uh,
You don't want to go meet Jelly Roll at a WWE show because that's who we're
oh,
going to be sitting next
oh,
to.
oh, thank you. Yeah. So, look, uh, TKO. Um, nobody wants to buy your Jelly Roll, Matthew McConaughey, Post Malone, Gabriel Iglesias, or Cardi B packages for $70,000. Is that what your audience is going to be? An audience of 5? That's going to be a lame ass SummerSlam.
And they'll be okay with that as long as they make money, it seems like at this point.
All right.
So now we go on to the fun product. All right. You see how fun they are? Look, it's Beth. It's Beth Copeland. Look, see? She and Stokely got hose. He got a hood to take him away.
He got no.
He got a whole. You even said this as it was happening. He got kidnapped by a whole hell. Respectfully to Mrs. Copeland.
I would. I would. Did I say that?
You said that. You were also singing while she got her neck broke.
Okay, so also, I was not watching the show, and Rampage, he was watching the show. He was giving me commentary, but I couldn't see it. So
And I was letting him know multiple times that they were breaking her neck, and he did not care and was singing along.
I did not see the pile driver, so
shout out to Beth. Hope you all right. Your head was very, very low on that. I was genuinely concerned for a hot second.
Beth, I don't remember calling you a hoe. I apologize. That's.
I would never.
I feel so bad about that.
Shocker, you know, that's they won as you can imagine, but FTR did get their heat back, which, you know, that handcuffing Cope to the ropes and doing a spike pile driver to Beth.
Cope to the ropes. Cope to the. Is that what Beth was singing when she?
No, I can't remember. I think you were doing Edge's theme song, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Maybe I was just trying to hype him back up so he could break away and save.
You want him to just break the chain.
Save his lovely wife from these two hoes.
It was a cool moment, and it was a very cool moment, and they shot it really, really well with the camera as far as like when they handcuffed her to the ropes. You could see FTR kind of slowly approaching from behind, and Edge or Cope had the moment of, as in any horror movie, Beth, you got to go, save yourself, and Beth, who gave him a big hug and a kiss, and just looked at him. And everybody knows Beth at this point. Beth who gave it an effort and just turned around and just started wailing on both of them. It's just like, Beth ain't gonna run away.
Yo,
Beth ain't taking on two guys at once. She don't care.
Yo, Beth turned around and screamed, "Primo!" She went off on them. I saw that clip. She was messing them up. She had them for like a
hot second.
A good 14 seconds. Like, yo, they got him with the low. They got her with the low.
Knees, you gotta take her out of the knees. You know, okay. Anybody you take out of the knees, it's just a cheap shot. That cup lock.
She's only human.
It was definitely a good moment as far as like seeing her in AEW and just seeing where this kind of leads to, because it's going to be kind of odd because FTR doesn't work. I mean, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but doesn't have like a female second. So like they just got to pull one out of their hat, I'm guessing, to fight Beth, or fight Beth.
My God. I just thought of who they could have.
Who?
The Bailey fan from NXT.
No.
Yeah.
Izzy doesn't.
Yes. They take her under their wing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
See Dakota. Dakota needs somewhere to go.
Hey.
You're saying you don't want to see Dakota and Beth?
Oh, I always want to see Dakota.
But it was like I said, I was very happy with the moment. Obviously, seeing them back in Toronto. I don't know what this means for Cope and Cage together. I was saying a lot of it in the lead up that this felt like the old version of Edge and Christian. So like I'm kind of here for it if they want to keep it for a little bit. This babyface father Christian is kind of amazing as far as like it. It's like all things in wrestling. If you lean into the heel side enough and you lean into that gimmick and that character, I truly believe fans will love you at some point, and they will just understand that you're just playing a character. They understand the character after a couple years, and they're like, okay, I like this guy. He hasn't changed. He's honest. I like that.
Yo, Hollywood Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's one example.
Bo Dallas.
Don't get me started on Bo. You already Bo.
There's so many people with that same type of situation, but like I said, I think that they have some room to grow as far as like they have some somewhere to go as a tag team, but I also could see them just splitting up. Speaking of where they could go as a tag team, we have the Ultimate New York tag team possibly happening with Eddie Kingston and Hook. Eddie Kingston coming back to fight Big Bill. It's hard for me to say this because you know how I feel and you know how I am. And it's usually you doing this. Bill, Mr. Levesque's number is somewhere in that locker room. I'm gonna need you to find it. Cause like the way that you changed your career around, the way that you look, the way that you're built, I don't know if AEW is ever going to push you like that.
I don't know how to book big guys.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like I think you would do better over there. I think you like. I don't say that often, but
AWFT
got that back. I mean, it ends up back in there. Just put him with Carmella, do the whole thing, get them all back together. Have fun with it.
Oh my God, the whole crew. Oh my God, the whole crew.
It would be amazing. People would lose it just like that. Like you would get at least a 6 month to a year run of people in every stadium doing the soft, like
floppy.
You get at least a year of it, and I think that would do better than what he's doing right now, respectfully. And then the Hook and Kingston thing, I really whatever.
Hold on, wait. What team do you bring them out on when you bring them back?
You gotta have them clown somebody like Pretty Deadly or something like that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you gotta have them clown somebody right off rip. Like that's the only way to kind of bring them back properly.
I like that. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping that this Hook and Kingston thing, I kind of want Hook to honestly just turn on Kingston. I really don't need this New York connection thing, and I think Hook really needs to just lean heel.
Yeah, what's your problem with New York? You don't like Jada kissing Styles P?
Hook is a fascinating situation in AEW as far as like the booking of Hook, because I don't think AEW's necessarily booked him that wrong, but it's like
Hey
they
man,
don't. He doesn't have an
I don't
edge. He doesn't have like.
I don't mean to sound like you, but I think Hook needs to go to NXT where Homeboy is, ASAP.
But like you say that, but like I don't think that's been like, if you look at like Regal's kid, like I don't think Regal's kid's been booked like that
Bring
great.
Hook.
It'd be, like I said, it could be an NXT thing, but like I said, I don't think it's AEW's booking, and I think that there's something in AEW for Hook. I wanted him to honestly go with the Death Riders. I think he could actually use the Death Rider thing and like get a little bit of like this viciousness. He's vicious, but he's like soft. He's like a baby. He just seems like a little baby. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. He can suplex all the people and choke all the people that he wants out, but he doesn't look like Taz. He looks like a baby. And I don't know how to solve that.
I feel like there's nobody in AEW that he can have that Randy Orton Cactus Jack match with to change that.
Oh, there's so many people in AEW you could have that with, though. Like that's their cup of tea is like Mark Briscoe. Like you have that with that. I think that there is a huge put, and the biggest issue is they don't know what they want out of him. Because you can't have both. You can't have the cold-hearted, handsome devil and the killer monster Taz. You can't do both. You can't be like, oh, look how good looking he is. Oh my God, he's so handsome. And then like Taz wasn't handsome. Taz came out there to kill you. And that's what we knew. That Hook seems like he wants to look pretty when he kills you. And that's Taz. Not, I don't think his fault. I think that's what Tony tells him to do.
Maybe this isn't Hook. This isn't Taz, but maybe it's on Hook. Like maybe he can't like pull off the James Bond swab thing yet.
I just don't think. I think you need to pick a line. If that's the line that they're going to do, sure, do that. But I think it's like you're trying to do that. Like it's almost like the Dean Malenko character. Like now that you bring up the James Bond thing, it's like when they try to make Dean Malenko James Bond. It's like that's what they're trying to do with Hook. Like they just let him be a technician and let him learn how to do that. Like I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it.
It's been like 3 years. How long's probably
wait? We don't have to talk too much about this because Mercedes won her charity case match where she gave a small child an opportunity. Yes, she gave a small child an opportunity to fight for her belt.
Small child.
Yes. She gave a small child a chance to win her belt, and it didn't. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
No, because you know what? I just had a thought. If this was Bayley, I would literally be saying the exact same sentence that you're saying right now. Yes. So like, I can't even. I'm just shocked that like, if, you know what? It's my bad. I touched the stove and I got burned, and I touched it again.
Yeah. As an AEW fan, there's something about Rio I never got into. The fact that she was the first AEW women's champion. That's. I've already had to go through this, and to me, this is just looking back at it, and this is just always how I felt. Exactly.
The championship was that big.
This is always how I felt about it. They did that, and they did Nyla when. They just didn't want to be obvious with it. They didn't want to give it to Britt right off the rip. They should have given it to Britt right off. Like she was the AEW women to build on.
Your boy didn't want to do it right off. Your boy did that.
I know.
That was Kenny.
I know it was Kenny. But it's also, I believe they wanted to not be predictable. They wanted to not give it to the person right off rip that people thought they were going to give it to. But I think it was just one of those things where some people in wrestling, they overthink things and they really want to swerve when you don't got to swerve sometimes. You just got to go with what the people are feeling and what they want. And that's what was happening at the time.
Like Chris Jericho.
Damn straight. The triple threat match, and I feel like they almost should do these international championship matches and strictly triple threats because they just turn out amazingly and they steal the show. It seems like every single time with it. But it also seems like it's
there.
Huh?
That's because Takeshita was in there.
I'm sorry, Masquerada is winning me over. Like he's He's been in everything lately. Him in the Black Taurus match, also, or Beast Mortos. Sorry,
I hear you, but Takeshita's my guy, man.
I mean, you can tell, and what I wanted the entire time, and I was saying it during the entire match, was just like, this is great. I love this triple threat match, but this is setting up Okada and Takeshita one-on-one.
All I heard you saying for every match was, oh my God, oh no, not his neck. Oh,
Oh, see, that wasn't that one. That wasn't that one. Those were the other ones. We haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay, I might have been asleep for this one then. I don't know.
Yeah, but Okada wins as he does, but definitely set up Takeshita and Okada. I personally think right now they're setting up for this at Tokyo Dome because Takeshita challenged early for the belt as far as like the IWGP. He doesn't want it at the Tokyo Dome. He said that he wants to take a shot early from winning the G1. That sets up for him winning, then him fighting Okada because I mean Okada's one of the greatest of all time. Him fighting one of the G1 greatest of all time at Tokyo Dome. Okada putting over Takeshita to finally be that ace of New Japan now, like because they desperately need something over there, and that's
that means he's going to be over there more often.
If he can go back and forth, it's fine. And I think it would do good for Takeshita to do a year run in New Japan and dominate.
That's a lot of strain on his mental and travel and
I think it would genuinely, as long as they didn't send him over there for too long and he stays for too long, I think it would do a lot for his gimmick and a lot for his standing to be that dominant.
I don't know, man. Will Ospreay's been on that schedule for like a year and a half, and he's like, yo, bro, everything's fucking broken, bro.
Bruv hasn't been over there since he signed with AEW.
No, just from UK to America.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's a bunch of them that do the New Japan stuff still, though. Like, it's not, and I mean, he's still doing it right now. Like, he's still actively. Man's just literally wrestled the G1. It's not a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
G1 is nothing.
Yo, just because you want to tape up your elbow and go back out there and have another match in this tournament doesn't mean that you're not hurt. I'm not saying you're injured. I'm just saying it's a lot.
Do you have anything else you want to say on Takeshita or Okada?
Yeah, Takeshita, take a break. Bro, you're great. You're amazing. Rest your body. And who else did you say? Okada?
Yeah.
Okada, do more. You're lazy.
All right, Cornette.
Yeah. Do more.
He did a lot in that match, but speaking of people that were doing a lot, we had.
He went all out in one match.
This was the broken neck match and everything. With the Mark Briscoe and MJF, all of the tables, all of the thumbtacks, all of the thumbtacks into Mark Briscoe's head and mouth and ass and back and so many holes in all of their backs.
You didn't have to say that. You just have to say that and made it weird.
It was a bloodbath. It was rough. So many tables broken. Tax extra for the tables. But the right man went over, which is good.
I remember right before this match started, me and you were talking, and you asked me like, what's like too much thumbtacks? And I was like, when the whole entire ring is covered with thumbtacks, and then they cover the whole entire outside of the ring on the mats with thumbtacks. And then like 2 minutes within the match, you were like, oh God, Mark Briscoe's filling the whole ring.
They had a corner for each metal bucket of tacks, and Man's just spread it throughout the entire ring. Bryce Remsburg, and this is what you had said too, that the referee has to sit in the corner. Man's shoes after that match, Bryce Remsburg, the referee, the entire bottom of his shoe had tacks in the entire bottom of it.
Yeah.
So they went so hard. Shout out to both of them. Shout out to, like I said, the right man going over, and they let Mark actually win a big match because he needed to win this match because this is that blood feud that he needed to go over in, and I'm curious on where they go after this with it. And I truly don't think with how good MJF is that you could hurt MJF that bad at this point. Like, he's, as far as like his character, I think he could come back and do something as dastardly to somebody else or back to Mark and get his heat back and it not be that big of a deal. That's just me personally. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's like Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
He can literally get knocked out by Mike Tyson and then just show up and act like it never happened.
No.
Not everybody can do that.
Going into more of the blood and guts, might as well get all that over. We had, and you talk about Mike Tyson, we had Darby and Moxley. Darby doing his best Mike Tyson impersonation for most of the match, trying to bite man's ear off. Like, I don't.
Hey man,
I was just.
Look, have you I'm besmirched. Have you ever had an ear?
Have I had an ear?
Yes.
I have two. You know, they're on the sides of me.
I mean, not the ones you grew from scratch, Mister. Look at me, I'm such a good feel.
Have I eaten a human ear? No.
Yeah. Oh, they're delicious.
That blood, that metallic taste. I can't imagine. But it's an ear for
But
an
you
ear.
know what they taste like? Metallic taste.
I've had blood in my mouth. I've definitely like when you lose a tooth or something like that. You taste your own blood, or like you bite, like you have a cut lip, like you taste your own blood. It's not a good taste.
What's that got to do with an ear?
All blood's the same, my guy. It all tastes the same.
I was setting you up for a question. You fell right into it. You know what ears taste like.
No. But
it tastes like blood.
Pac making his return with a short haircut and a shirt now, so I think we should all be concerned because that's a terrifying thought, especially the shirt part, because that man walked around shirtless just backstage. So the fact that he came back distinctly in a shirt, terrifying.
I don't like it.
There's something up his sleeve. He's gonna start doing the D'Lo Brown gimmick.
He has sleeves to put something up.
No, he's gonna start doing the chest protector. That's why he has a shirt on. I saw it the entire time. I get it now.
Oh no. I guess there's two people on the AEW roster named Pockets now.
Boom. Look at you go.
He's got something in his pockets like a Scott Hall taser. I'm telling you, like, yo, him with a shirt and pants with pockets, that's dangerous. You can't trust that man with pockets.
Shout out to a lot of the people in this match, obviously, mainly Mox and Darby. Darby, I don't know how you land the way that you land a lot of the time. I don't know how much you've practiced landing. I don't know who you trained with. But the things that you can do to your body, or you're just going to be like Mick Foley and walking around some sort of way when you're 35, 40, maybe not even walking. Because the way that you can land on your side on parts of the coffin, on your back, just that none of these, the way that you bounce off of hard objects, your body will genuinely take a hard object and bounce like you're a basketball. Like it's wild, and I truly believe in him at this point, because I've seen so many matches of his at this point, that he tries to do this and that he knows what he's doing. Somehow, some way in his skateboarding past, he figured out how to fall correctly, like the perfect way to fall. And he's probably very hurt on the inside.
Yeah,
realistically, probably very very hurt on the inside.
Okay, as a as a slightly older fan and someone that grew up watching Mick Foley and listening to Mick Foley interviews, let me tell you how he does this, because it's real. He's not faking it. It really hurts every time. When he goes splat, he feels it, and it hurts, and it affects the way he walks, and it's gonna have a lifelong response on the way that his body reacts from that point on. And that's what he's giving you. And like, honestly, if you ever get a chance to meet him, you really need to shake this man's hand and thank him for entertaining you.
Yeah. Speaking of people that were giving their body, everybody in that ladder match, I mean, anytime you have a 4-way tag team ladder match, you're going to give your body in some form or fashion, take some sort of fall. Everybody gets good moments. That's why I love these kind of matches, the Money in the Bank matches, the TLC nonsense craziness. to me, it is the best way to showcase your talent because you're going to give your biggest move, your most creative side of yourself, this is what I have in the back of my head that I want to pull off to make myself look cool in the space that I have, because you only get so many spots in these ladder matches when you have 6 to 8 people that all need their spot. So it's like you really uber focus on your spot and make it the best spot of the night so that you can steal the match, which is always a fun thing to see. Obviously, what kind of overshadowed that a little bit was the return of good old Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and we can call him Jungle Boy because he did have his dinosaur
good
friend
old
join him again. Good old Jungle Boy Jack.
Boy?
Good old Jungle Boy Jack.
Hold on now. I think that no, man, that's reserved for.
JR used to say that anything that JR says is patented at this point. All right, if JR said it, that it's good old Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
That's fine. I think us as fans can like vote to veto that away from what JR said, and like, no, JR, that's just you. We don't call anybody Don the Brain Callous. No, that's for Bobby. There's certain things. Good old
I'm
is
just
for
saying.
That's
if he wants to do that, he can do that.
I hear you, but I disagree. No.
The song and the pop was amazing. Bring back Marco Stunt, do the whole shebang. It's worth it. Have a good time. Have some retro acts in the company that's 5 years old. That's amazing. That's basically what we are at this point. Where the Acclaimed you're getting back together too, it looks like. So like we're just doing retro AEW, which I'm all here for. Everybody likes 5 years ago compared to now.
All the teams are coming back. Yo, Gun's probably coming back soon too. Like the whole tag team division is about to reform and have like this thicker layer of like a shield over top of it, because it's like got even more teams built underneath of it.
Yeah. And yeah, speaking of the good old retro people winning, and I'll be respectful, not saying the other thing that you just said about thick barriers, but good on you, Statlander. Good job. Proud of you. Proud of you for your win. She won the belt.
Yeah.
Very, very strong thick barrier and grasp on that belt now.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that. I'm very curious on how we're gonna go with this. Her winning with Yuta's finisher. Let her run with it a little bit. Please don't let Tony just come in and take it. We don't need that. But let Stat run with it a little bit. It sets up her and Willow, which could set up Willow's first AEW women's title reign, and I'm assuming would be a barn burner of a match between the two of them, because anytime those two get together,
and then Mercedes beat Willow because Willow beat Mercedes.
Yes, and then Mercedes has more belts. Yes.
Well, hopefully by then Mercedes will only have like 3 belts.
No, she'll have all of them still. It's not she'll add 3 more on. It's fine. But I'm
12. Cool, 12. I love 12.
Yeah, so I'm happy camper. I mean, the person I made a side for blew a kiss to me, won, and then I got Mercedes on the other side. So like I'm living great over here in the women's division. I'm just living great over here. Like that's hey, this is a tip for all y'all, because it's worked both times.
Shut up, Athena.
You make a sign when you go to these shows. You show your support. You get support back.
Athena.
She's in Ring of Honor, being the 1,000-day champion over there.
I wish they would show that on television. That's a very big accomplishment.
Yeah, that's a good accomplishment over there. He goes. Speaking of good accomplishments, Hangman Page also pulling off the win over there against Kyle.
Hey, 316 more days and she'll pass Roman Reigns' title reign. It doesn't mean anything, but what do I know? It's only another year.
Anything you want to say about Hangman going over Kyle Fletcher? I mean, everybody kind of saw this coming. Hangman still had a great match, as they do. I mean, both of them. Kyle Fletcher is definitely going to be part of this future of this company. I mean, you can tell there's a spot for him, but it's just obviously not now. The fans said you're not ready, because we all know it's not even trying to be disrespectful of him. It's just, and it's not even trying to be like you're not ready right now. We just know that in 5 years, he is going to be the guy. Like he's 1,000% going to be the guy. It's just like these other ones have some chance at it a little bit.
You marks are not entitled to tell me when I'm ready. You
Well,
all
the
there.
booker just told you on Sunday that you weren't ready, or Saturday
You're
that you
not
weren't
the
ready.
booker.
That's
All
fine.
of you are a bunch of eyeballs telling me that I'm not ready. Some of your eyeballs need to be at home
Did you win
watching
on
the
Saturday?
shit. Who?
Did you win on Saturday?
What did you do on Saturday?
I watched you lose.
With a bunch of popcorn and some hot dogs, huh?
Damn straight, but you still had 1, 2, 3 pinned against the Met.
That's fine. That's fine. Is that what your eyeballs saw?
It
Scan.
is 100%. I don't know what you're doing here, turning into Kyle Fletcher right now, but
Your eyeballs can't define when I am ready to be on top. I am ready to be on top when I am ready, not when you're all these little stupid eyeballs out here in the audience tell me that, oh no, we all synchronistically
when do I
agree
get
that
Farm back in the room?
after I'm done doing this promo.
Okay, I was gonna say if he
Don't make me.
won, this promo hits. He lost, so his promo means nothing. That's all I'm saying. Like if you won, the promo hits great. You lose, the promo doesn't hit anything.
The eyes of the audience don't matter to the wrestler. They don't get to define when he's ready. He tells them when he's ready.
I think that smart enough fans can understand when someone is 100% ready or not at this point in time. I think there could be surprises, and I think things could happen, but it's also like I said, it's more of a respect thing out of wrestling fans, I feel like, than anything else. Maybe there are some that are being, assholes and being cheeky or whatever you want to call it and saying it out of spite, but I think a lot of them know that when you get pushed to the top fast, the fall is even, like we were just talking about with Stephanie earlier in the episode. If you build it properly, if you weight it up and you do it the right way, then you're gonna stay there. If you just try to be like, I'm gonna surprise everybody, okay, y'all don't think I'm ready, despite, oh boy, we'll show you who's ready. We're gonna spite you and put the belt on Fletcher right now. And that's when bad things happen, is when you decide to book out a spite rather than as opposed to just really reading the fans' response of like they're just trying to help y'all out and be like, yo, we see there's something here. We're not saying he's bad. We're not saying you can't wrestle. We're saying it's just not the time right now.
The only way a disrespectful wrestler starts to get respect from the fans is by proving them wrong.
Yeah, and that's what he has to do over time. It's not like in one match.
I know, but like like MJF, like Miz, like it has to be that one surprising event,
But it
like
also doesn't help the fact that a lot of the fans knew the behind the scenes of that this wasn't even supposed to be his match.
well then stay in front of the scenes. Why all the fans behind the scenes?
Because it's more fun that way.
Where's Andre? Andre would keep all y'all asses back behind the curtain, yo. Y'all get the back. Yo, everybody's all on the internet. Ooh, I know Chris Jericho's real name. I know how many kids he has. Now, back in the day, we didn't know any of this shit. Just watch the show and accept it.
All right, Mr. Ballor, you have anything else you want to say before we get over an hour?
Yeah, you fucking wrestling fans suck sometimes.
What do we do now?
Pissed me the hell off.
For why?
Making me talk about wrestling for an hour.
Now you've turned into Jim Cornette. All right.
Hey, I'm old. I'm tired.
Where else can people find
over.
you?
You can find me. I don't think I should tell them where they can find me. You can find me on Twitch at SOS Farm and on YouTube at Farm27.
And you could find him here when he's doing the wrestling with me, and you could find the SOS universe where we commentate our matches on 2K, and he can book the way that he wants things to book so that he doesn't get upset and mad. So that's why we have Miz as one of our champions. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
And we could also watch myself, play some water park simulator, talk about some UFC, different things like that. All sorts of different things, play UFC, all sorts of different we do watch alongs of the events. We're gonna, start doing more of that live on YouTube, so keep a lookout for that.
Come watch Cops with us. Like Cops from the 90s. Yeah. it's great. It's crazy. I know you remember.
Join us in the Discord if you want to watch along wrestling, cops, all that stuff. We will be bringing more stuff to the channel as far as more watch alongs and stuff like that, and get a little bit more active up in here now that we have more time. The summer is done, but we are going to try to wrap this up in under an hour. So with that being said, we're going to cut this off now. Peace, y'all.